Emma walks to her assigned seat at the children's table. She picks up her place card. It doesn't say Emma. It says fake daughter in bold black letters. She reads it aloud, confused at first. Then her face crumbles. I freeze. Family members turn to stare. My brother Marcus strides over, arms crossed. I demand to know what this means. He shrugs coldly. Well, it's true, isn't it? My mother Patricia appears beside him, smirking. I don't scream. Instead, I pull out my phone and take a photo. Then I do something that changes everything. I walk straight to the microphone stand near the dance floor. The DJ looks confused as I take it from him. 200 guests fall silent as I tap the mic. I want everyone to see what just happened to my 6-year-old daughter. I hold up the place card, turning it so the entire ballroom can read those 2 words. Fake daughter. My voice stays steady, even though my hands shake. My brother Marcus and my mother Patricia thought it would be appropriate to label my child this way at a family celebration. Emma is 6 years old. She can read. She just read this card in front of her cousins. The gasps ripple through the crowd. I see my cousin Caroline, the bride, cover her mouth. Her new husband looks horrified. Marcus is already pushing through the tables toward me, his face purple with rage. I take a photo with my phone, holding it up high. The image is crystal clear. I open the family group chat and send it with a caption. This is how my mother and brother treat my daughter at a family celebration. The notifications start immediately. Dozens of phones buzz around the room. Marcus reaches me, tries to grab the microphone. You're ruining my daughter's wedding, he hisses. No, Marcus. You already did that. I hand the microphone back to the DJ. I take Emma's hand. She's crying, her little shoulders shaking in her pink dress. We walk toward the exit with our heads high. Behind us, the murmurs grow louder. Some guests stand up, looking between us and Marcus with shock on their faces. Others pull out their phones. Aunt Dorothy catches up with us in the lobby. Her face is furious, but not at me. Artemis, wait. Let me walk you out. My car is parked 3 blocks away. Dorothy walks with us in silence, her hand on Emma's shoulder. When we reach the car, she leans down to look me in the eye. What they did tonight was calculated and cruel. There's a family meeting about your father's estate in 10 days. I think you need to know what's been happening behind your back. Emma climbs into her booster seat, still crying. I buckle her in, kiss her forehead, and shut the door before turning back to Dorothy. What do you mean? Marcus has been delaying the estate settlement. He's been spreading rumors about you, saying you're an unfit mother, implying that Emma's paternity is questionable, that you trapped her father for money. Dorothy's voice drops to a whisper. Your father left you a substantial inheritance, Artemis. Marcus and Patricia want it all. Tonight wasn't random cruelty. It was strategic. They're trying to discredit you before the distribution. My stomach drops. Dad died 8 months ago. The grief is still fresh. And now this. Dorothy squeezes my arm. Be careful. Document everything. And call me if you need anything. I drive home in a fog. Emma sobs in the back seat, asking questions I don't know how to answer. Mommy, why did Uncle Marcus say that? Am I fake? No, baby. You're real. You're the most real thing in my life. Uncle Marcus was being very mean, and he was wrong. But what does fake daughter mean? It means nothing, sweetheart. It's a lie. Some people say hurtful things when they're angry or jealous, but it doesn't make those things true. I can see her face in the rearview mirror. She's trying to understand, but she's 6. 6. Olds aren't supposed to learn that family can be this cruel. My phone starts buzzing before we even reach home. Call after call, text after text. I ignore them all until we're inside our apartment. Emma clings to me, won't let go. I carry her to the couch and we sit together while she cries herself into hiccups. When she finally falls asleep against my shoulder, I check my phone. 43 missed calls. 67 text messages. The family group chat has exploded with over 100 messages. Most are from Marcus and Patricia. Angry voicemails where Marcus threatens me. You've just destroyed this family. You'll regret embarrassing us like this. Patricia's messages are worse. You always were dramatic. No wonder Emma has issues. Always desperate for attention. Your father would be ashamed. But there are other messages too. Some relatives are concerned and confused. Others are angry at me for making a scene. My Uncle Thomas writes, "You shouldn't have done it publicly. You could have handled this privately." My cousin Beth says, "Marcus says you've been acting strange since your dad died. Maybe you need help?" Only a few people are on my side. Hannah, my youngest cousin, writes, "I believe you. I saw their faces. They wanted to hurt Emma. I'm so sorry this happened." I want to respond, but Emma stirs in my arms. I carry her to bed, tuck her in, and lie down beside her. She reaches for my hand in her sleep. I can't sleep. My mind races through everything Dorothy said. The estate meeting. The rumors. The strategic cruelty. I think about Dad's last phone call to me, 2 months before his heart attack. He'd said he needed to tell me something important about the business, but we never got to have that conversation. He died suddenly one morning while reading the newspaper. Massive heart attack. Gone in minutes. What did he want to tell me? Around midnight, I finally check social media. The photo has spread beyond our family. Some wedding guests shared it on their own pages. The reactions are split. Some people are horrified at Marcus and Patricia. Others are calling me dramatic, saying I should have handled it privately. But Marcus has already gotten ahead of the narrative. He posted on his page an hour ago. Sad when family members create drama at a young couple's wedding. Some people can't handle not being the center of attention. Prayers for my niece, who is being used as a pawn by an unstable mother. He's attached old photos of me from college. There's one from a party where I'm clearly drunk, laughing with friends. Another where I'm wearing a revealing Halloween costume. A third where I'm arguing with someone at a bar. All out of context. All designed to make me look reckless and irresponsible. The comments on his post are supportive. Family friends I haven't seen in years are writing things like, "Praying for you, Marcus. So sorry you're dealing with this." And, "Some people never grow up. Your patience is admirable." I want to scream. Instead, I screenshot everything. Dorothy said to document it all. So that's what I'll do. I check on Emma one more time before returning to my own bed. She's sleeping, but restlessly. Her face is still blotchy from crying. Tomorrow, I'll figure out what to do. Tonight, I just need to survive. Sunday morning, I wake up to 327 notifications. The situation has exploded online, overnight. Marcus posted more content at 3 in the morning. He's shared screenshots of old text messages where I vented about family stress. Things I said to him in confidence years ago. Messages like, "I can't deal with Mom's passive-aggressive comments anymore," and, "Sometimes I wish I could just disappear from this family for a while." Out of context, they make me sound unstable and dramatic. He's also posted a long explanation of the evening. He claims the place card was a mistake made by the wedding planner. He says I overreacted and hijacked his daughter's wedding to cause a scene. He's positioned himself as the victim, the long-suffering brother trying to hold the family together while dealing with his troubled sister. Caroline, the bride and Marcus's daughter, has posted too. "My wedding was ruined by someone's need for attention. Thank you to everyone who supported us through this difficult day." There's a photo of her crying in her wedding dress, mascara running. It has over 500 likes already. I feel sick. This is a coordinated attack. Emma wakes up and refuses to eat breakfast. She picks at her cereal, asks me again if she's fake. I have to explain adoption and blended families even though that's not our situation. I have to tell her that sometimes people use words to hurt others, and that she's my daughter in every way that matters. She's too young to fully understand, but I can see her trying. My phone rings. It's Jake, Emma's father, my ex-husband. We divorced when Emma was 2, and he's been minimally involved since. He sees her once a month if that. Pays the bare minimum in child support. Lives across town with his new wife, Sarah. Artemis? I just saw what happened. Marcus called me. Of course he did. He's concerned about Emma's well-being. He showed me the videos and the posts. Are you having some kind of breakdown? No, Jake. My brother humiliated our daughter at a wedding. I documented it and left. That's not a breakdown. That's protecting my child. He sounds like you've been under a lot of stress. Maybe Emma needs a more stable environment for a while. Sarah and I have been talking. We have the space. We could take her for a bit. Give you time to get yourself together. I'm shocked into silence. Jake has never wanted more responsibility for Emma. Never. He's missed birthdays, forgotten Christmas presents, canceled weekend visits at the last minute. And now he's suddenly concerned? Jake, you see her once a month. You don't get to swoop in now and pretend you're father of the year. Marcus mentioned some things. About how you've been poisoning Emma against me. How you've been saying negative things about Sarah. I think we need to reevaluate the custody arrangement. My blood turns to ice. I've never said anything negative about Jake or Sarah to Emma. She barely knows them. I'm talking to a lawyer this week, he says. Just so you know. The call ends. I stand in my kitchen, shaking. Jake has never wanted more custody. Marcus must have convinced him, or paid him, or both. Monday morning, I get called to human resources at work. I'm a marketing director at a mid-sized firm. I've been there for 7 years. My performance reviews have always been excellent. The HR manager, a woman named Brenda, whom I've always liked, looks uncomfortable. Artemis, we received some concerning materials about you over the weekend. What materials? She slides a folder across the desk. Inside are printouts of Marcus's social media posts, screenshots of the wedding video, and a formal complaint letter claiming that my public behavior brings disrepute to the company. My LinkedIn profile links me to this firm. We've had clients and partners reach out asking questions. We need to investigate whether this constitutes a violation of professional conduct policy. This is my personal life, Brenda. What I do outside of work has nothing to do with my job performance. Unfortunately, in the age of social media, the lines are blurred. We're putting you on administrative leave pending investigation. 2 weeks, paid. But you need to stay away from the office. I'm stunned. Who sent you this complaint? It was anonymous. But it came with detailed documentation. I know it was Marcus. Or Patricia. Or both. I clean out my desk in a daze. Coworkers avoid eye contact. The gossip has already spread. I'm the unstable woman who made a scene at a wedding. That afternoon, I try reaching out to other family members for support. Most have been swayed by Marcus's version of events. Uncle Thomas tells me I should have handled it privately. Cousin Beth genuinely seems to think I need psychiatric help. Even my second cousin Ryan, who I thought was friendly, sends me a text saying, maybe take some time to focus on yourself. Emma deserves a stable mom. Only Hannah believes me. She's 23, works in the accounting department at Dad's company. She was always the rebellious one in the family, the one who asked uncomfortable questions. We meet for coffee at a place across town, where we won't run into anyone we know. Marcus is a manipulator, she tells me. I've seen how he operates at work. He smiles and charms and stabs people in the back. I believe every word you said. She leans in closer, lowers her voice. There's something else you should know. There are whispers in the accounting department about financial irregularities. Some invoices don't add up. Money moving between accounts that doesn't make sense. I've been noticing things for months, but I don't have proof yet. What kind of things? Fake vendor accounts, inflated invoices, company credit cards used for personal expenses. I think Marcus has been stealing from the business. My heart starts racing. Dad started that business 40 years ago. Built it from nothing. It's worth millions now. Manufacturing parts for aerospace companies. He was so proud of it. Hannah continues. The estate meeting in 9 days isn't just a reading of the will. Your dad updated his will 3 months before he died. Marcus has been stonewalling the lawyers about distributing assets. I think he's scared of what the will says. I remember Dad's phone call, the one where he said he needed to tell me something important. We never got to have that conversation. What if Dad found out about Marcus's theft? What if he changed the will to protect the business? Hannah nods. That's what I'm thinking. If you inherit and get access to the books, you'll discover what Marcus has been doing. That's why he's destroying you. You're the threat to his freedom. If this comes out, he could go to prison. Everything suddenly makes sense. The cruelty toward Emma, the social media campaign, getting Jake involved, getting me suspended from work. Marcus isn't just greedy. He's desperate. Tuesday afternoon, Emma's school calls. The principal, Mrs. Anderson, sounds apologetic. Miss Artemis, I wanted to give you a heads up. Some parents have seen the social media posts about the wedding incident. There's been some talk in the pickup line. A few parents have told their children they can't have playdates with Emma right now. My chest tightens. They're punishing my daughter for my actions? I don't agree with their decision, Mrs. Anderson continues. But I can't control what parents do outside of school. I also wanted to let you know that Emma's teacher has noticed she's been withdrawn, not participating in class, sitting alone at recess. I think the situation is affecting her emotionally. I'll talk to her. I'm actually looking into getting her a therapist. That might be helpful. Please keep us updated. We want to support Emma through this. That evening, Emma refuses to play with her toys. She sits on the couch, staring at nothing. When I ask what's wrong, she says, Madison's mom said I can't come over anymore. And Tyler said his mom said, I'm from a bad family. She's 6 years old. She shouldn't even understand these concepts yet. I hold her while she cries. I promise her things will get better. But I'm not sure I believe it myself. Wednesday morning, I meet with a family lawyer named Miss Chen. She's in her 50s, sharp-eyed, professional. I explain the custody threat from Jake. He doesn't have a strong case, she says after reviewing the paperwork. He's been minimally involved for 4 years. Any judge will see that. However, the wedding incident doesn't help your image. I was defending my daughter. I understand. But on video, it looks like you made a public scene. Even if you were provoked, a judge might question your judgment. You'll need character witnesses. Documentation of stable parenting. You need to avoid any more incidents. She quotes me her retainer fee. It's $5,000. My savings can cover it, but it'll hurt. I sign the paperwork anyway. Thursday morning, a certified letter arrives. It's from a law firm I've never heard of, Patterson and Associates. My hands shake as I open it. The letter states that I'm being formally removed from Dad's estate distribution. Marcus is presenting a final will that was allegedly signed by Dad 1 week before his death. According to this will, the entire estate goes to Marcus and Patricia. The house, the business shares, the investments, everything. Worth approximately $4 million total. I get nothing. The reason stated in the will makes me sick. Due to ongoing concerns about daughter Artemis's judgment, stability, and questions regarding her heir's legitimacy, I leave my estate to my son Marcus and wife Patricia. This is fake. It has to be. I was with Dad at his lawyer's office 6 months ago, Mr. Bernard's office. I heard Dad tell him the new will was finalized. Dad told me privately afterward, "You're getting the house and 60% of the business. Marcus gets 40%. Your mother gets the vacation condo only. I want you more involved in running things. Marcus has made too many poor decisions." Dad was frustrated with Marcus. He'd caught him in several lies about business deals. He wanted Marcus to have less control, not more. I immediately call Mr. Bernard's office. A receptionist I don't recognize answers. I'm calling about Thomas Carter's estate. I need copies of his will from your files. Mr. Bernard retired last month. All his files were transferred to Patterson and Associates. My stomach drops. Patterson is the firm that just sent me the letter. The firm representing Marcus's fake will. I need to speak with Mr. Bernard directly. He's not available for consultations. If you have questions about the Carter estate, you'll need to contact Mr. Patterson. This is a setup. Marcus's college roommate is named Stephen Patterson. They were fraternity brothers. Marcus has taken control of the entire legal process. The real will has been buried, and a fake one put in its place. I spend the rest of Thursday in a panic. I call Dorothy, but she's traveling and can't talk. I call Hannah, but she's at work and can't answer. I consider driving to Mr. Bernard's house, but I don't even know where he lives. Friday morning, I drive to my childhood home. Patricia still lives there in the big house on Maple Street where I grew up. I need to search Dad's home office. He kept copies of important documents. The real will might be there. Patricia answers the door in her bathrobe, coffee in hand. When she sees me, her expression turns cold. What do you want? I need Dad's personal papers. His files from his office. She laughs. This isn't your house anymore, Artemis. It belongs to the estate, which means it belongs to me and Marcus now. I try to push past her. I need those papers. She steps back and pulls out her phone. If you take one more step, I'm calling the police for trespassing. You're not welcome here. A neighbor, Mrs. Walsh, comes out of her house across the street. She's watching us with concern. Patricia smiles and waves at her. Just a family disagreement, Patricia calls out cheerfully. I realize I'm trapped. If I force my way inside, Patricia will have me arrested. Mrs. Walsh is a witness. Everything I do is being used against me. I back away. This isn't over, Patricia. Actually, dear, it is. The door closes in my face. That evening, I check my bank account. Between the lawyer retainer, Emma's new therapy appointments, and regular bills, I'm burning through savings fast. My job suspension means no paycheck for 2 weeks. After that, who knows if I'll even have a job. Emma isn't eating again. She's lost weight. The sparkle in her eyes is gone. She asks me every night if we're going to be okay. I lie and say yes, but I'm not sure anymore. Saturday, she has a nightmare and wakes up screaming. She's dreamed that someone took her away from me and changed her name to fake daughter. I hold her until she stops shaking. She won't go back to her own bed. She insists on sleeping in mine, curled against me like a baby. Sunday evening, I'm giving Emma a bath when she says, "Mommy, are we going to lose our house?" "No, sweetheart. Why would you ask that? I heard you crying last night. You said something about money." I thought she was asleep. Apparently not. "We're fine," I tell her. But even I can hear the doubt in my voice. 2 weeks later, I'm sitting in family court. Jake filed for emergency temporary custody. The hearing is happening faster than Miss Chen expected. Jake must have paid for an expensive lawyer who pulled strings. His lawyer is a man in his 40s, polished and confident. Everything about him screams money. Marcus is sitting in the back of the courtroom watching. He's funding this. I'm sure of it. Jake's lawyer presents his case with brutal efficiency. He plays the edited video of the wedding incident. In this version, you can't see Emma's place card clearly. You can't hear what she read. It just looks like I stormed the microphone and made accusations against my family for no reason. The editing makes me look aggressive and unstable. Then come the affidavits. Marcus, Patricia, and 3 other relatives have signed statements. They claim I have anger management issues. They say I've been erratic since Dad died. They express concern for Emma's welfare. The lawyer produces screenshots from my therapy sessions after my divorce 4 years ago. How did they get my therapy records? That's a violation of privacy. But here they are, twisted to suggest I have mental health problems. Emma's recent school reports are submitted. They show her behavioral changes and emotional distress. The lawyer implies, I'm causing this distress through my unstable parenting. A woman I don't recognize testifies that she saw me yelling at Emma in a grocery store parking lot last month. It's a complete lie. I've never yelled at Emma in public. But this woman swears under oath that she witnessed it. She's been paid off. I'm sure of it. They present Marcus's social media posts. The photos of me from college. The screenshots of my venting texts. Every piece of evidence is designed to paint me as an unfit mother. Jake's lawyer sums it up. This child needs stability. Her mother is unemployed, potentially mentally unwell, and has alienated herself from her entire family support system. My client and his wife Sarah can provide a stable, loving home. Sarah is presented as a saint. She's a nurse. They own a home in a good neighborhood. They have a guest room ready for Emma. On paper, they're perfect. Jake testifies that he wants custody for Emma's sake, not to hurt me. He says he's worried about her. He claims I've been saying negative things about him, poisoning Emma against him. Another lie. Miss Chen does her best. She presents my work history, my clean record, testimonials from Emma's teacher and pediatrician. She argues that Jake has been an absent father for 4 years, and this is a transparent attempt to manipulate the custody arrangement. But I can see the judge's face. She's skeptical. The evidence against me looks damning, especially out of context. The judge doesn't rule on custody today. She orders a home evaluation by a court-appointed social worker. Emma will be interviewed by a court-appointed child psychologist. We'll have another hearing in 3 weeks. But she grants Jake expanded visitation immediately. Emma will spend every weekend with him and Sarah starting next week. The judge looks at me sternly. Miss Artemis, you need to demonstrate stability and appropriate parenting. Cooperate fully with the evaluation. No more incidents. I leave the courthouse, devastated. Marcus is smirking in the hallway. Jake avoids eye contact. I could actually lose Emma. That evening, Hannah comes to my apartment. She's risking her job by talking to me. Marcus has made it clear that anyone who helps me will face consequences. But Hannah doesn't care. She brings a USB drive. I've been secretly investigating those financial irregularities I mentioned. I found proof. She plugs the drive into my laptop. Files and files of evidence. Bank statements showing money transferred to fake vendor accounts. Emails where Marcus approves inflated invoices. Credit card statements showing personal expenses charged to the company. He's been stealing for 3 years, over $2 million total. This is why he's desperate, Hannah says. If you inherit and get access to the business books, you'll discover this immediately. He's not just greedy, he's terrified. If this comes out, he goes to prison. She's made copies of everything. She hands me the USB drive. Keep this safe. Don't tell anyone you have it. If Marcus finds out I helped you, I'll be fired, or worse. I hug her. Thank you. You're the only one who stood by me. Your family, she says. Real family. Not like them. That night, around 2 a.m, I wake to a crashing sound. Someone is breaking into my apartment. I hear the lock being jimmied. The alarm starts blaring. I grab Emma and run to her closet. We huddle inside while I call 911. Emma is crying, terrified. I can hear footsteps in the apartment. Drawers being opened. Things being moved. By the time police arrive, the intruder is gone. The lock on my door is broken. The officer takes a statement and looks around. Only one thing is missing. My laptop. It had all my documentation. Photos from Dad's office, emails from Dad, my own evidence gathering, it's all gone. Nothing else was taken. Not my TV, not the cash I had on the counter, not Emma's tablet, just my laptop. The officer says without witnesses or security footage, it's unlikely they'll catch the person. He takes a report and leaves. Emma won't sleep in her own room anymore. She's terrified. She asks me if the bad person is coming back. I tell her no, but I don't believe it myself. I know Marcus sent someone. He knew I was gathering evidence. He had it destroyed, and he traumatized my daughter in the process. I still have Hannah's USB drive with the embezzlement evidence. But without Dad's real will, that evidence doesn't help my legal position. It doesn't get me my inheritance. I lie awake all night, Emma curled against me, wondering how much more I can take. 3 days later, Human Resources calls. After their investigation, I'm being terminated from my position. The reason given is professional conduct violations and misuse of company resources. They claim I used work time for personal issues. It's absurd, but they're determined. My severance is minimal. 2 weeks' pay. My health insurance ends in 30 days. I have no job, mounting legal bills, therapy costs, and a mortgage. The financial panic is real and immediate. The next day, the court-appointed social worker arrives for the home evaluation. Her name is Miss Rodriguez. She's in her 40s, professional but warm. I want her to see that I'm a good mother, that Emma and I have a strong bond. But everything goes wrong. The apartment still shows signs of the break-in. The door frame is repaired, but you can see where it was damaged. Emma is visibly anxious. She's been having nightmares every night. She clings to me, won't leave my side. Miss Rodriguez asks Emma questions. Do you feel safe here? Does mommy ever get very angry? Emma, traumatized and confused, gives concerning answers. Sometimes mommy cries at night. Bad people came to our house. I don't want to be fake. Miss Rodriguez takes notes. She observes that Emma seems overly attached, which can indicate anxiety about separation. She notes that I'm unemployed, under obvious stress. She asks about my support system. I have to admit that most of my family has turned against me. When I try to explain the context, I sound paranoid. My brother is trying to destroy me. He broke into my apartment. He's manipulating the custody case. He's stealing from the family business. Miss Rodriguez's eyebrows raise. She writes more notes. The evaluation goes poorly. I can see it in her body language. After she leaves, I want to cry. But Emma is watching me, so I hold it together. That evening, I receive official notice. The estate settlement meeting is scheduled for Saturday morning at 10. If I don't attend, I'll be declared in default and forfeit all claims. If I do attend without evidence, Marcus's fake will becomes official. I'm trapped. I have no way to prove the will is fake. Mr. Bernard is retired and unreachable. The real will has vanished. Marcus has covered his tracks perfectly. Friday night, I'm at my lowest point. No job, facing custody loss, about to lose my inheritance. Emma is sleeping restlessly beside me. She's been regressing. She wet the bed 2 nights ago, something she hasn't done since she was 3. She won't eat vegetables. She cries at random moments. I've failed her. I've failed Dad. I've failed myself. Around 10 at night, my phone rings. Unknown number. I almost don't answer, but something makes me pick up. Artemis? This is Diane. Diane Foster. I was your father's executive secretary. I remember her. She worked with Dad for over 20 years. Efficient, loyal, quiet, she retired 2 months after Dad died. I've been following what's happening to you. I can't stay silent anymore. I need to meet with you tonight if possible. I have something you need. What is it? Not over the phone. Can you meet me tomorrow morning? Early? Before your estate meeting? My heart is pounding. Tomorrow morning? How early? 7. There's a diner on Route 40, 2. Bailey's. Do you know it? Yes. Come alone. What I have to show you could change everything. The call ends. I sit in the dark, Emma breathing softly beside me, and wonder if this is a trap. Is Diane working with Marcus? Is this another setup? But what choice do I have? I have nothing left to lose. I check Diane's social media. Her profile is private, but I can see her profile picture. She's in her early 60s, kind face, graying hair. There are a few public photos. One shows her at a company event with Dad, both smiling. It's dated 3 years ago. She seems genuine, and Dad trusted her for decades. I decide to take the risk. Tomorrow morning, I'll meet Diane. Maybe, just maybe, she has something that can help. Around midnight, my phone buzzes. Text from Hannah. He knows. Marcus knows I helped you. I'm fired. He's threatening to sue me for theft of company documents. I'm so sorry. My guilt is crushing. Hannah sacrificed her job to help me, and now she's facing legal action. I text back. I'm so sorry. I'll make this right. I promise. But I don't know how. I don't know how to make any of this right. I fall asleep sometime after 2, Emma's hand in mine, and dream of Dad. In the dream, he's trying to tell me something important, but I can't hear him over the noise. Saturday morning at 6:30, I leave Emma with my friend Jenna, the only person outside family I trust completely. Jenna works as a pediatric nurse. She's known Emma since birth. She hugs me and whispers, "Go do what you need to do. We'll be fine." I drive to Bailey's Diner on Route 42. It's a quiet place, old, fashioned, booths with red vinyl seats. Diane is already there, sitting in a corner booth with a mug of coffee. She looks older than in her photos, tired, nervous. But when she sees me, she smiles sadly. "Thank you for coming. I know you have no reason to trust me." What do you have to tell me? She slides a manila envelope across the table. Your father gave me this 6 months before he died. He asked me to keep it safe. He said if anything ever happened to him, I should make sure you got it. I open the envelope with shaking hands. Inside is a document, a will. Dad's signature at the bottom, notarized, witnessed, dated 6 months before his death. The real will. I was one of the witnesses, Diane says softly. Mr. Bernard was the attorney. Your father wanted me there. He said he didn't trust Marcus anymore. I scan the document. It's exactly what Dad told me. I get the house and 60% of the business. Marcus gets 40%. Patricia gets only the vacation condo in Florida. There's more. Diane pulls out a second USB drive. 3 months before he died, your father became suspicious of Marcus's business dealings. He asked me to discreetly record some of their meetings. I did. These are audio files. She plugs in the drive and plays one. Dad's voice, strong and familiar, makes my eyes sting with tears. Then Marcus's voice, casual and confident. In the recording, Marcus is explaining a business deal. Dad asks pointed questions. Marcus lies smoothly about numbers. Dad pushes harder. Marcus gets defensive. Finally, Marcus admits he approved an invoice that was inflated. He laughs about it. Everyone does it, Dad. It's just how business works. Dad's voice goes cold. That's theft, Marcus. The recording ends. Diane says, there are 6 more like that. Your father was building a case to remove Marcus from the business. He died before he could act on it. She produces something else. A leather-bound journal. Your father kept daily work notes. I kept it after he died. Marcus never knew about it. I flip through pages and pages of Dad's handwriting. Entries documenting his suspicions. Marcus approved another suspicious invoice today. Need to trace where this money is going. And caught Marcus in another lie about the Riverside contract. He's hiding something. This establishes Dad's state of mind, Diane explains. He was of sound mind, making clear decisions. It counters any claim that he was confused when he signed his will. Why didn't you come forward sooner? Diane looks down at her coffee. Marcus threatened my pension. He told me if I caused trouble, he'd find a way to void my retirement benefits. I was scared. I'm 60, 2 years old. I can't afford to lose my pension. Her eyes meet mine. But then I saw what he did to Emma. I saw those photos from the wedding. A 6-year-old child. I have grandchildren Emma's age. I couldn't stay quiet anymore. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. She hands me another USB drive. Everything is here. Recordings, journal scans, documents, the will. Multiple copies. Thank you, I whisper. Thank you so much. Your father was a good man. He didn't deserve what Marcus did. And you don't deserve this. I leave the diner at 7:45 with everything I need. I immediately call a different lawyer, someone Diane recommended. Attorney Margaret Walsh, known for estate litigation. I explain the situation rapidly, email her the files. She calls me back in 15 minutes. This is solid evidence. We can fight this. Attend the estate meeting at 10. Let Marcus present his fake will. Then we drop the bomb. She's already drafting emergency motions for the custody case, too. We can show the court that Marcus has been manipulating the entire situation. At 9, my phone rings. It's Emma's school principal, Mrs. Anderson. Miss Artemis, I'm required to inform you that Child Protective Services has been contacted regarding Emma. My blood turns to ice. What? An anonymous report was filed claiming Emma is being neglected. CPS is required to investigate. They'll be at your apartment at 9:30 to take Emma into temporary emergency custody pending evaluation. No. This can't be happening. I'm sorry. I don't believe the report, but by law we have to cooperate. I look at my watch. 9:05. The estate meeting is at 10. It's 30 minutes across town. If I'm not there, I default and lose everything. But CPS is going to my apartment in 25 minutes. If I'm not there, it looks like I'm fleeing or hiding Emma. Marcus has timed this perfectly. He's forcing me to choose. My child or my inheritance. My hands are shaking as I call Hannah. I'm sobbing into the phone. CPS is coming for Emma. I can't be there. I have to go to the estate meeting or I lose everything. Hannah doesn't hesitate. I'll go. I'll be there with Emma. But you're fired. You don't have any legal standing. Then I'll bring my mom. Aunt Dorothy. She's your dad's sister. She has standing as family. We'll protect Emma. You go finish Marcus. Dorothy gets on the phone. Artemis, listen to me. We'll handle CPS. You go to that estate meeting and you end this. Go. I have to trust them. I have no choice. I arrive at Patterson and Associates at 10:05, 5 minutes late. Marcus, Patricia, Caroline, and 3 lawyers are in the conference room. Marcus smirks when he sees me. Nice of you to join us. We were about to proceed without you. I sit down without speaking. My phone is on silent, but I can see texts coming in from Hannah. We're with Emma. CPS is here. We're handling it. Mr. Patterson clears his throat. Let's begin. We're here to execute the final will of Thomas Carter. He reads Marcus's fake will aloud. Everything to Marcus and Patricia, nothing to me. When he finishes, he asks if there are any objections. I stand up. Yes, that will is fraudulent. The room goes silent. I place the real will on the table. This is my father's actual last will and testament, signed 6 months before his death, witnessed by Diane Foster and attorney Bernard. Marcus's face goes white. Your will is dated 1 week before my father died. At that time, he was in the hospital recovering from a minor procedure. Mr. Bernard can testify he never visited my father there. Who witnessed this supposed signing? Patterson fumbles through his papers. 2 names I've never heard of. I can produce those witnesses. They're employees of Marcus who were paid to lie. I play the first audio recording. Dad's voice fills the room, strong and clear. My son has been stealing from our business. I have proof. He thinks I'm too old to notice. The lawyers look stunned. Then Dad's voice continues. I'm changing my will to protect Artemis and Emma. Marcus will get minimal shares. He can't be trusted. Patricia stands up, furious. This is fabricated. Artemis made this up. I place the bank statements on the table. The emails, the invoices. Over $2 million Marcus stole from the family business over 3 years. Diane walks into the conference room right on cue. I'd been texting her from the parking lot. She looks at the assembled lawyers. I witnessed Thomas sign his real will. I have documentation, and I recorded conversations at his request, documenting Marcus's theft. Marcus loses all color. He stands up, points at me. Even if there were irregularities in the business, that doesn't invalidate my will. Margaret Walsh, my attorney, enters the room. She must have been waiting in the lobby. Actually, it shows motive for fraud. You created a fake will to maintain control and hide your embezzlement. She places legal documents on the table. I'm filing for emergency injunction. Marcus Carter is to be removed from all financial authority over the estate and business immediately. I'm also recommending criminal investigation for fraud, embezzlement, and forgery. Marcus's face twists with rage. He stands up so fast his chair falls over. You've always been jealous of me. Dad loved me more. I stay calm. No, Marcus. He didn't. That's why he left me 60% of the business, and you 40%. He still loved you. He just didn't trust you. And you proved him right. My phone buzzes. Text from Hannah. CPS interviewed Emma. Reviewed her medical records. Talked to her therapist and teacher. The report was clearly malicious. They're closing the case. No further action. Jake showed up trying to be involved. We showed CPS his minimal custody history. His lawyer told him to back off. Relief floods through me. Emma is safe. Patterson and the other estate lawyers are scrambling. They're clearly realizing Marcus deceived them. Patterson says, "We'll need to authenticate all of this. The matter is now under dispute." Margaret smiles coldly. The real will is properly executed and witnessed. The fake will be set aside. And Mr. Carter here will be facing criminal charges. Marcus tries to leave. Margaret blocks the door. You're not going anywhere. I've already contacted the district attorney's office. They're very interested in $2 million of embezzlement. Patricia grabs her purse and heads for the door. Margaret doesn't stop her, but she says, Mrs. Carter, you may want to consult your own attorney. As beneficiary of the fraudulent will, you may face charges as well. Patricia practically runs from the room. Caroline, Marcus's daughter, approaches me. She looks devastated. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know what he was planning. I'm so sorry about the wedding. About Emma. I nod, but I can't forgive her yet. The wound is too fresh. Marcus is escorted out by building security. As he passes me, he hisses. This isn't over. I look him in the eye. Yes, Marcus. It is. 2 months have passed since that morning. The changes have been seismic. Marcus was charged with embezzlement, fraud, and forgery. He took a plea deal to avoid trial. 5 years probation, full restitution of the $2 million he stole, and he's permanently banned from any role in the family business. His lawyer managed to keep him out of prison, but his reputation is destroyed. His friends have abandoned him. His business contacts won't return his calls. Patricia moved to Arizona to live with Caroline. She's cut off from the family money, living on whatever she saved before the truth came out. She hasn't contacted me once. I don't expect she ever will. That bridge isn't just burned, it's ash. I received my rightful inheritance, the house on Maple Street where I grew up, 60% ownership of Dad's business. The investments and savings Dad accumulated over his lifetime. It's more than enough to secure Emma's future, pay off my mortgage, and build the life Dad wanted for us. I've taken over as CEO of the company. Hannah is my assistant now. We're working together to repair the damage Marcus caused and restore the business to profitability. It's challenging work, but rewarding. I feel close to Dad when I sit in his old office. I can almost hear him saying, I knew you could do this. Hannah was compensated for her courage and her job loss. She has a significant raise and my eternal gratitude. She risked everything to help me. That's real family. Emma is healing. It's been slow, but steady. She's back in therapy with a wonderful child psychologist named Dr. Morris. The nightmares are less frequent. She's eating again, gaining back the weight she lost. The sparkle is returning to her eyes. She understands now that she's not fake. She's real. She's loved. She's my daughter in every way that matters. We talk openly about what happened. Doctor, Morris says honesty is healing, that hiding trauma only makes it fester. So Emma knows that Uncle Marcus was wrong, that he did a terrible thing, and that sometimes even family can hurt us. But she also knows that I will always protect her. Always. Jake dropped the custody suit within a week of the estate meeting. His lawyer advised him he had no case, especially once Margaret provided evidence of Marcus's manipulation. Jake returned to his minimal visitation schedule. Once a month, sometimes less. Emma doesn't ask about him much anymore. She's learned that love isn't about biology or obligation. It's about who shows up. Caroline has reached out several times. She's apologized profusely, sent Emma gifts, asked if we can rebuild our relationship. I'm not ready yet, but I'm not closed to the possibility. She's a victim of Marcus's manipulation too, in her own way. Her wedding was ruined. Her father is a convicted criminal. Maybe someday we can find our way back to each other, but not today. The social worker, Miss Rodriguez, closed our case. With the context of Marcus's manipulation and the evidence of my stable parenting, her concerns were resolved. Emma is thriving now. That speaks louder than any evaluation. I eventually got a call from my old company. Brenda from HR, sounding embarrassed. They discovered that the complaint against me was fraudulent, filed by someone with connections to Marcus. They offered me my job back with back pay and a formal apology. I declined. I have a business to run now. But I appreciated the vindication. The family is fractured. Some relatives still blame me for tearing things apart. They think I should have handled it quietly, privately, kept the peace. But Uncle Thomas recently called me. He said, "I was wrong. You did what you had to do. Your father would be proud." It's a start. Aunt Dorothy stood by me from the moment she learned the truth. She's been a rock. She visits Emma every week, brings her favorite cookies, tells her stories about Dad. Emma adores her. That's what real family looks like. I think about that night at the wedding often. When Emma read those 2 words on her place card and her face crumbled. When I had to make a choice about how to respond, I could have screamed. I could have physically attacked Marcus. I could have broken down crying. Instead, I took a photo. I documented it. I walked away with dignity. And then I systematically dismantled Marcus's entire plan. That's what real strength looks like. Not rage. Strategy. I learned something profound through this nightmare. When someone attacks your child, you don't just scream. You gather evidence. You stay calm. You systematically dismantle their power. You think them out, plan them, and you win. I also learned that family isn't about shared blood or last names. It's about who protects you when you're vulnerable. Who stands beside you when everyone else walks away. Hannah risked her job. Diane risked her pension. Dorothy stood up to her own family. Jenna took care of Emma without hesitation. That's family. That's love. My father knew that. He protected me even after death by trusting the right person with the truth. He knew Marcus couldn't be trusted, so he made sure there was a backup plan. Dad's love extended beyond the grave. I feel it every day when I sit in his office, when I make decisions for the business he built, when I tuck Emma into bed in the house he left us. Emma knows now that she's not fake. She's the realest, truest thing in my life. And she learned something important too. She learned that her mother will fight dragons for her, not with fire and fury, but with truth, patience, and courage. She learned that you don't win by being the loudest. You win by being right and refusing to give up. We won. Not because we were louder or meaner or more ruthless than Marcus. We won because we were right. Because truth, eventually, finds a way to surface. Because there are still people in this world who will risk something to do the right thing. The house on Maple Street feels like home now. Emma has her own room again, decorated exactly how she wants it. We have movie nights on the couch, we bake cookies together. We visit Dad's grave every Sunday, and Emma tells him about her week. Life isn't perfect, but it's ours, and it's real. Sometimes Emma asks me if Uncle Marcus will ever say sorry. I tell her honestly that he probably won't. Some people never learn. Some people never take responsibility. But that's okay. We don't need his apology to move forward. We don't need his validation to know our worth. What we needed was justice, and we got it. If you've experienced betrayal from your own family, if you've been manipulated or gaslighted or attacked by people who were supposed to love you, I want you to know this. You are not crazy. You are not overreacting. Trust your instincts. Document everything. Find your people, the ones who believe you even when it costs them something, and fight back strategically, not emotionally. The ones who truly love you will stand beside you when it matters. Everyone else is just taking up space in your life. Emma is sleeping soundly tonight. No nightmares, just peaceful rest. I check on her before bed, tuck the blankets around her shoulders, kiss her forehead. She murmurs in her sleep and smiles. She's not fake. She never was. She's my daughter, my real, true, precious daughter. And nothing Marcus said or did will ever change that. We won. And we're going to be just fine. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever had to fight back against family members who tried to hurt you or someone you love? How did you handle it? What would you do if you were in my situation? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. Your story might help someone else going through something similar. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button. It helps me know what kind of content matters to you. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I share stories about overcoming betrayal, finding strength, and rebuilding your life after trauma. Your support means everything. Finally, please share this video with anyone who might need to hear this message. Sometimes people feel alone in their struggles against toxic family members. Let them know they're not alone. Share this story and help spread the message that you can fight back and win. Thank you so much for listening to my story. I hope it gave you strength, hope, or at least the comfort of knowing you're not alone in your struggles. Take care of yourself, protect your children, trust your instincts, and never let anyone tell you that your truth doesn't matter. Until next time, stay strong.